very, very good Monday afternoon to you, and I hope I find you very well. And what is a glorious Monday afternoon here in Manchester. Beautiful blueness up above with a big yellow ball in sky. A little bit windy, but that's okay. What I want to talk to you today about is one of my watches, which the more observant of you may well have realised has disappeared. Well, it's not actually disappeared. What it has been away. And this video is hopefully going to be of assistance to people anywhere who watch it who may be having the same problem as I've been having. So what watch am I talking about? Well, the watch I'm talking about is this baby, my Omega Seamaster Professional 300. Now, I think that this watch is circa 2000-2001 model, and as you know, I love it to bits. It was something I saved for a long time, and I was delighted when I got it. Of late, I think the old girl is showing her age, just slightly. As we're well aware, if you've watched quite a lot of my videos or you've been following me for a while, we know that quite a while ago the crown stem decided to go bye-bye, and the pendant tube, etc., needed resourcing and replacing, refitting, and everything was hunky-dory and tickety-boo after quite a long time of searching around to find somebody who would actually take on the job, because apparently it's a bit of a pain in the butt. But all was well. So what has happened? Why this watch disappeared yet again? Well, I did quite a little bit of research when the problem surfaced, and I found that this problem is kind of a global thing with this watch, or perhaps the movement itself. Well, as we're aware, what's in here is the Omega 1120 movement, which I think is a tinkered around with ETA 2824-2, I think. And what was happening with my watch was there was no power reserve, or should I say more accurately, 3, maybe 4 hours power reserve. So if I took this off at night and put it on my bedside table or left it on my desk, when I got up in the morning, of course, it had stopped. So I hit the internet and found out that this is happening to quite a lot of people around the globe. So I went and spoke to my local friendly watchmaker, who said that he'd never come across this issue, but he would have a look into the watch and see if there's any kind of obvious reasons why. Well, upon stripping the watch down, he found there was no real, somebody in there with a big sign saying, like, it's me causing the problems. So in effect, this watch has gone AWOL for about 3 months until we found a solution. So what I'm going to try to do is run through the course of events, so that if you are watching this and you are having the problem with this watch, and it's a watch that you love and it's fine while you're wearing it, but as soon as you take it off, it kind of stops. Hopefully this will help you resolve it. Upon the problem occurring and my watchmaker taking the watch off me, I started doing some independent research, as well as him stripping it down, basically doing another service on it and making sure that everything was all right and there was no contaminants in the lubricants or anything like that. And one of the solutions that popped up on the internet was that the dust cover in the workings itself can become deformed. So the solution to that, what the dust cover apparently does, is stops the rotor from doing full rotations, and it only does a quarter or half a rotation. So therefore, it's not giving your watch a full charge whilst you're wearing it, even though you may well have given it a full 30 or 40 manual winds to get the watch going during the course of the day, where an automatic movement should recharge off your natural movement. It isn't doing it. So the cure for that is to take the dust cover off, make sure that if it is deformed in any way, straighten it out, and if it's too badly deformed for any great reason, and I have no idea how that would happen, get a new one, replace it, put it on the watch, job done, and hopefully that will solve the problem. My watchmaker did, upon my suggestion, take the dust cover out, check it. Apparently all was fine, it lay flat on his work surface and there was no indication of any dinting or bending of the actual of the dust cover itself. So that obviously wasn't the problem. So investigations carried on. He spoke to some watchmaker friends of his who said that they'd had similar problems, who put him on a different course of investigation while I was independently looking here at home on the websites. Now, I did come across a forum where there was lots of discussions about this particular watch and this particular problem, and many of them had said that their watchmakers had gone exactly down the route that my watchmaker had gone down, looking at the dust cover. A number of them had said that had sorted it, a number of them said it hadn't, so they had to look elsewhere as well. To cut a very long story short, there was a long thread about a particular watch and all the work that had been done on this watch to try to resolve the problem. And what the problem ended up being on that particular watch, and indeed on this particular watch, you get minute bearing wear. Try saying that after 15 pints. Minute bearing wear on the rotor bearing itself. So what you in effect have to do is either A, you don't really want to do this, is buy the whole rotor assembly, or if you can, if your watchmaker is able and willing to do it, get the rotor set for the centre of the bearing. And in effect, what happens is that if your watch is potentially quite old, like mine is now, logic dictates that the bearing will wear. Of course it will. So potentially you will get flat spots. So the actual rotor will not spin as freely as it should do. Therefore, it shouldn't and it will not power your watch. So my watchmaker has ended up replacing the rotor bearing assembly in this particular watch, and touch wood, all seems well. And we're now back to a watch which is fully wound when I've not worn it for a while, put on my wrist. I've had it back a couple of days, and I've had no problems with it. I took it off last night and woke up this morning and it was still perfectly running well, and the time was absolutely correct, and so on and so forth. So the problem on my particular watch was the rotor bearing assembly. So you may be able to get the bearing set, or you may have to buy the complete rotor assembly, which is inclusive of the bearing set. So if you're having problems with your older pre-coaxial, perhaps, as mine is, Omega Seamaster 300 Professional, losing power because it's not got any power reserve, I would suggest it's one of those two things, either the dust cover or, more likely, actually, the rotor bearing assembly. And it's sorted, hopefully, and I'm delighted to have it back, and it felt really good, it being back on my wrist. So hopefully, if you're having problems with your pre-coaxial Seamaster, then a little bit of luck, my experience, might assist you by putting your problems right. I hope this has helped, because it took me a long time to try to find a solution on the internet, and hopefully this will point you in the right direction if your beloved watch is actually not getting the power from the automatic movement that it should be getting. So that's it for this one. I know I've been away for a while, busy trying to sort things out for this time next week when I'm disappearing, as you're well aware, over to Basel. So I'm sorting things out. Been out and bought my Swiss francs today. Very colourful. Very colourful notes. So I've now got them. I've made as many preparations as I possibly can. I'll show you this. I bought myself a solar charger. Now, lots of you have said to me, make sure you've got lots of batteries for your phone and keep all that. So I've now got my solar charger. I've also got a power bank. So the idea is that I'm never going to run out of power, all being well, whilst walking around there. So I bought that, and you've seen the other stuff I've bought. So getting quite excited now. It's getting fairly close. This time next week I will be flying tomorrow, if that makes sense. Obviously, it's Monday today, so a week tomorrow, I'll be on the plane and away over to Basel, and I will be making, obviously, one of these, more or less, as soon as I arrive, to let you know that I'm there, and give you my very first impressions of Basel as a place, because I won't be going to the actual exhibition until the 22nd. So that's it for this one, people. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Thank you very much to all my new subscribers. Very nice. We're cracking along now. We're in the 800s, I think, now, which is getting close to the 800s, I think. More than I ever dreamed could be possible. We hit me 500, which was my target a long time ago. Who knows where this can go now? Who knows? So that's it for this one, people. If this has been of help and you've had the problem with this, drop me a note down below. If there's anything you want me to put my spin on, drop me a note down below. As always, as this is a watch remedy video, give it a thumbs up, share it around, so if you're in anybody's group or forum, or if you are on an Omega forum or anything like that, share it on there so anybody who might be having these problems could get, hopefully, the resolution I've got. So that's it, people. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. It's not all watches. I do all sorts of stuff here. I think the subscribe button's down here somewhere, I think. So that's it, people, for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.